Rabbi Knapp left out one part of the introduction, which I am also the president of the Rabbi Knapp fan club. I think he's one of the top educators in this country, and I've been to almost every school around the country, around the world, really. And I'm honored to be here. I was actually at Yavneh earlier this week, and I got a chance to see the students practicing in the lunchroom, and they put a lot of effort. It's really very moving for me to be here tonight. And I'd like to just address my comments to two very, very special groups. First, the students that put the effort in here tonight, and also the Diamond family, who's here to really see their story come alive, and it's going to inspire all of us. And I'd like to take just a moment just to tell you a little bit about the namesake of our organization. We are the Simon Wiesenthal Center, of course, named for Simon Wiesenthal. Simon Wiesenthal was a Holocaust survivor, spent many years in the camps, came out, and by a great miracle was reunited with his wife. And when he came out, he was told he was an architect before the war in Vienna, so they suggested that he go back to Vienna, hang up his shingle, and go back into practice. Well, he said to them, it's not like I went on sabbatical for 5 years. I want to do something to change the world. I don't want to just go back to my old life. And he started to wander around to try and figure out how he could do that, make that difference. And he bumped into a group of prosecutors that were prosecuting the Nuremberg trials. And he came to them and he said, I'd like to contribute. They said, well, how can you contribute? And he came back the next day with a dossier, a file of 85 Nazis he had encountered in the camps. Because he was an architect and he was a very good artist, he drew pictures of all of them. And they welcomed him on board. He helped with those trials. And after the war, so we all know what happened. The Americans had been in Europe for so long. We came home. The Europeans were trying to rebuild. And the Russians had thrown up the Iron Curtain. And the Nazi perpetrators had fled around the globe and had escaped after killing many, many millions of people. And Simon Wiesenthal opened up the only office in the world in Vienna, Austria, where he went looking for those people that had perpetrated those crimes. He literally, on his desk, you can see him in our museum in Los Angeles today, he had the Nazi phone book, literally going name by name to track them down. And he said throughout his life that it was never about revenge, it was always about justice, about bringing people to justice. And towards the end of his life, towards the end of his career, he only passed away a few short years ago. He said when he was reflecting at his birthday party, he held his 90th birthday party in one of the largest hotels in Vienna, and he was not a particularly showy person. When asked, he pointed out that Adolf Hitler had had his birthday party in that same hotel. And he wanted people to say that Simon Wiesenthal, the famous Nazi hunter, also had his birthday party in that same hotel. And he said, when he was reflecting on his life, he said, if I had gone into business, so when I had gone to heaven, they would have asked me about the deals that I had struck. And if I had been a banker, they would have talked to me about the money I had made. He said, but that's not the course that I chose for my life. He said, I chose to do what I did so that when I do go to heaven one day, there will be 6 million souls that will come to me. And I can say to every single one of them, I have never forgotten you. And that is actually the name of the documentary that we made about his life, called I Have Never Forgotten You. And I just want to say to the students and the proud parents that are here, what you're doing here tonight, the statement you're making, the fact that you have not forgotten those 6 million souls is overwhelming for them, for their families, and to the Diamonds. The fact that you're here tonight, the fact that you have such a beautiful family, the fact that you're willing to share your story with us is something so special, and that's something that is going to stay in the hearts of all these children as they get older, and they'll continue to tell these stories for many, many years. So I want to just close by thanking Yavneh for really inspiring all of us to keep the story of Jewish history moving forward. Thank you.